What made you push yourself to reach your dreams, and was it someone in particular?
Actually, what made me push myself was not getting into the high school of my choice. I applied to go to TJ, and I definitely got denied, and I didn't want to, I thought that I was meant to go there, and TJ was my first choice school, and how could I be denied? And then I realized that, you know what, it's a minor setback, but I could learn from that experience, and I was just going to go, do my best at Briar Woods and push myself to do everything I can.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents also had a big influence. They were very supportive.
Who was your role model and why?
I'd say my dad, just because he grew up in Southside DC and his family didn't have any money, and he worked like 3 jobs in high school just to bring our family up, and for us to be able to go to school out here, he's worked extremely hard. Mm-hmm. So he's been my role model to never give up, and if you have a dream, work until you get it.
Yeah. What different organizations do you volunteer for?
I volunteer for a lot of different organizations. I'm the youth committee chair of the Brawlings HOA for Environment, so the big Earth Day event we have, I organize the student volunteers for that. I volunteer with the Cloudmore Community Builders Program. So initially I just did a lot of volunteer work with them and worked an internship with them, but now I'm an intern for the organization that organizes all the volunteering. So now I do all the behind the scenes work. I volunteered at the hospital. I do stuff for KLB, cleanups and whatnot, and the biggest project that I'm working on right now is actually called The Project, and we're working on raising funds and clothing and goods for orphanages in Iraq. And we have a contact over there, so we talk with them, and her name is Adil. It's really cool to have the web chats and see what's actually happening in Baghdad and actually see the orphans. So.
You had many important roles in Briar Woods SEA. What were those?
I've been president since 8th grade, so it's been a journey. Like my freshman year, it was really hard because you're coming into a new school and you have to be president and you're trying to figure out how to raise money. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know anybody, let alone how to run this club. But then I think that by the time junior year came along and it was time to plan a prom, that I've been doing things long enough that I actually knew what I was doing and knew how to organize things. So it's been a journey, but a good one, rewarding one.
Yeah. You balance a social life with all the hard work?
Well, there's definitely been a lot of sacrifices because when you're taking so many difficult and challenging classes and running so many clubs, you can't always be with your friends. But I think that a lot of my friends, we hang out through our activities, so you get to see them that way. And if I really want to do something, I'll just make sure I get all my work done on Friday night or Thursday night so I can go out without any worries on the day after.
Yeah. What college or university will you attend in the fall?
In the fall, I'm gonna go to Yale. I got accepted early action, so it's really exciting. It's good to see hard work pay off.
Yeah, what was your reaction when you found out?
It was actually kind of embarrassing. My dad had called that afternoon and told them that he was going out of the country to like Bangladesh and wouldn't be able to have any contact, and they told him, like, they were like, oh, you'll have a good night tonight. So he didn't tell me, and I didn't come home until 8. And you open it and a big bulldog, which is our symbol, comes up and our alma mater plays. And I thought I was just gonna be happy, you know? I was just gonna be like, oh yes. I just started bawling. Like my sister and I literally were like having panic attacks on the ground. And it was almost like sad. Like it wasn't like relief, it was almost like pain. It was really weird. And my mom was like, Nicole, Adrian, that's my sister. She's like, if you guys don't stop hyperventilating, I'm gonna have to call ambulance. It was really weird. It was just kind of one of those moments where you're like overwhelmed and you're kind of like in disbelief. Yeah. So it was a good night.
What careers do you plan to go into after that?
I want to do business and nonprofit. So the ultimate goal is to own a conglomerate of businesses and staff them with people from our work rehabilitation programs, like women that have been battered or abused, or like underprivileged children who haven't necessarily been given the tools to know how to enter the workforce, and then use the profit from those businesses to open schools and different clinics in Iraq. So kind of run a program on the home front that helps Americans, but then help people overseas as well.
Last question I have is, what advice do you offer all students at Briar Woods?
I would say maximize your time here, because there's going to be times where you're like, oh crap, I hate this teacher, I hate these projects, I hate everything, but if you really want to make Briar Woods an experience, you really can, and there's so much the school has to offer. You just kind of have to like peek behind the curtain and see what's there, and just never give up, because you can achieve your dreams if you just work really hard and do what you have to do.
Thanks.
Thank you.